Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Sean from Solis Review. Today we're going to be going over the Sideshow Alien Internecivus Raptus. Essentially, it's an alien warrior. It's very artfully designed. It is my first Alien piece. I've always been a big Alien fan. Probably started watching it way too young, but it's a very affordable piece. So for a first Alien piece, it was one I definitely wanted to get. Let's take a look. We're going to go over concept, design, paint, sculpt, and overall appeal. Yeah. So again, this is produced by Sideshow. It is a very, very light statue. First, I guess let's go over dimensions and weight and stuff. I can easily pick it up with one hand. The base is where all the weight is, obviously. The alien is a bit of a bendy rubber-like material. I don't know exactly what it is. The weight, very light. The size, let's see, its height is 21 inches, and the width is going to be at these two exhaust things, and I would say 8.5 inches for width. So super small footprint, not a ton going on here for size and real estate. Let's take a look at concept. Does it bring the character from the movie or the comics or the games or the books or the millions of other ways that Alien is presented to us? Well, it definitely looks like a big chap, which is the name given to the alien warrior from the first movie, directed by Ridley Scott. While the character looks exactly like a big chap, this is in a very artful pose, one that you would never see in a movie, possibly in a comic, maybe described in a book, but I don't remember ever seeing the alien in this position. So I like the position. I think that it's unique. I think that it's showing us something that you don't normally see with alien sculptures. Normally they are in a bestial pose, gnarling or jumping or attacking. This is almost quasi-religious. It's showing its, the beauty of the creature, which I can appreciate for sure. I've definitely enjoyed this statue. It stuck out to me design-wise as something that I don't think I'm going to hold on to, simply because it is 1/5 scale, and that just will not do for me. I need quarter scale or third scale even. So I am probably going to be selling this guy. My kids actually surprisingly love it as one of the favorites of my collection too. You know how it is. I think girls like ugly things sometimes, thinking they're cute. But okay, so we said design-wise, the concept, it's out of the movie. As far as the character pose, totally unique. It doesn't evoke any particular movie other than the fact that this particular alien warrior design with the helmet and maybe a little bit of the body says a lot about that big chap from Alien. Let's go with sculpt. Sculpt is great. It is a very dark piece, which can mean that it can be kind of difficult to appreciate the sculpt itself, but it looks to me, a ton of detail that reminds me of all the behind the scenes shots I saw of the creature. I feel it's very accurate to a big chap. I really can't give any knocks for sculpting. The base is beautiful in that alien ugly kind of way. There's biomechanical symmetry of Geiger throughout, obviously, because he designed the character, but they honored that with the base. This isn't particularly anything that came from any shown part of a Hive design, but it totally works for it. It's all about symmetry in this. It's all about balance, and I think the base achieved that. Okay, so sculpts for the base and for the character are good. Let's go with paint. Paint is both good and bad. Let's see. For the good, let's start with the base. I think the base looks great. There are some angles that you can see where it looks a little more shiny than others, which is good because all the hives should kind of have a wet feeling, a humid, uncomfortable kind of a thing. I could have done with maybe a little bit more gloss into it to make it actually look like this is slimy and wet. Aliens should essentially kind of make you feel uncomfortable at all times, but there is a beauty to them also. Okay, for on the character, for the alien itself, it is not just the rubber material. There's definitely paint on it, but sometimes it feels like not as much as it should. I mean, the what would you call it? Carapace, the shell, the exoskeleton of the character should be shiny, armor-like. Yes, it has that, and there's a lot of flecks of different colors. I'm seeing the same kind of olive color mixed in, like the base, just little flecks of it here. There is some depth when you're looking at it, but it can easily be washed out in an all-black character. Some of the things like the tubes on his back appear to be a different texture or color or material than the rest of his body, which is more, rubberized at some points, solid at other points. So I don't know. I think maybe looking at it, it speaks to the fact that it's not a normal statue. It doesn't look bad by any means. It's just, I think I see the difference. The detail, though, is great on the sculpt. The paint does bring some of it out. There are problems, though. The paint on the fingernails could be cleaner. It's just a solid silver, and it's not very strong. The fact that the material is kind of rubbery, bendable, I think doesn't lend to the durability of the silver that's on it. I've noticed in some parts paint flecking from those, and I hesitate to touch them. Looking at the head, there is a really cool effect where you can see through, similar to the original design from Alien, where you could see the human skull and kind of like a spinal cord going down. That is a really cool effect compared to ones I've seen before. Yeah, I like it a lot, definitely. Now, like I said, paint could be a bit more on the body. Paint could be a bit better on the fingernails. Base is great. Head is great. The alien is one solid piece, and then the base. It's held in with a square peg, and I've noticed on mine that there is a ever so slight, from the day I've had it, drift to the left, just barely. But the odd part is, almost all of the pictures I have seen of this in hand with people has that slight tip to the left, just a little bit, just ever so slightly. And so to me, that says that there's problems with the engineering. So it doesn't surprise me with it being kind of this more rubberized kind of a statue. It's the only statue I have that does that. I've had it for almost a year now. There hasn't been any drift to it, but there's definitely, you know, some imperfections when it comes to the engineering. I think when it retailed, it was $450 before shipping, and I think at one point it was even free shipping with that when they were trying to sell out. It is sold out now, but you can still easily find it on eBay and you know, a lot of other places. But you see deals all the time for $350 or so, which is probably the area that I'm going to be selling mine at. So we've gone over concept, sculpt, paint. Aesthetically, I've enjoyed, you know, having it. I don't regret owning it, but it does show me, compared to a lot of the other ones I have, where it's lacking or where it doesn't fit in, and that I can't have a 1/5 scale collection. So yeah, at 1/5 he was smaller than my Catwoman, and it just, I mean, the character itself should be, you know, each alien warrior I believe is past like 7 feet when they stand up. So yeah. Okay, well, I believe that's it. Overall, like I was saying, good piece, worth it for the price, but be aware of what you're getting. Here's a real quick walkthrough to go over some of the points I was talking about so that you can see for yourself. See, the base has some good mixing of different colors, olive colors, dark colors. I think that the base is actually probably the star of the actual piece. A lot of fine detail, good depth in colors there. Interesting venting port design here, kind of thing. Let's see, starting at the feet. So I don't know if you can tell, but the silver paint on these toenails, just, you know, it's just a flat silver. I feel like maybe there's room for improvement there. You can see though, on the suit itself, even though it's made of like a rubberized kind of a material, you can see that they added quite a bit of different flecks of color. Taking a close look with light really shows a lot more than maybe when it's just hanging out on your shelf, which is easily something that sometimes when it was in a bright light, actually from a distance, looked more like it was lacking in paint. Here up close, you can see a good amount of texture though. Paint can be interesting. Some of the weird textures in the areas of the like shell can be kind of interesting here. I don't think that there was a ton of differentiation going on in the paint. It looks like it was a lot of just dusting all over. But the tubes look good. All of that is all single piece. And as I said on the fingernails, you can see where the paint's a little sloppy there. It looks like they added a bit of coloring to the chest there. I don't like the fact that the fingers are all completely together either. And you can see where some of the paint has started to chip on that nail. Feels a little sloppy. And you can see the internal skull that I was talking about on the piece. Well, guys, that is the Alien Warrior from Sideshow. Thanks. Back to the regular review. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. It means so much to have this channel and to talk with you guys. Please make sure to like, subscribe, share even, and let's keep building this channel up. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day.